first graders. I'm so happy that you're here learning with me today over this video. Today we are going to do some math. So just like before we left school, we started working on quilts, we're going to do some more math work with quilts today. Okay, so in your learning packet is this worksheet. It has a bunch of quilts on it and some equations at the bottom. If you want, you can go grab this worksheet and we can do it together, or you can just watch the video for now, and then tomorrow you can watch the video again and do the worksheet. It's up to you. Okay, so this first quilt here is the first one on your worksheet. Each quilt square has 9 squares in it, and some of them are black and some of them are white. Now your job is to count how many black squares there are and how many white squares there are, and write an equation underneath. It can be an addition equation, it can be subtraction equation, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can do an addition and subtraction equation. Your choice. Okay, so first let's count how many squares we see in all. Let's count. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 squares all together. Now let's count how many black squares we see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 black squares. So if we had 9 altogether and we take away 5 black squares, we have how many white squares left over? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 white squares left over. Now this is the equation that they used on your paper. Let's check this equation using our fingers. So if we have 9 squares, can you hold up 9 fingers? And we take away 5 black squares. Let's take away 5 fingers. Well, I see 5 right here. Let's take them away. How many squares are left over? 4. Is it right? Good job. Okay, I'm going to try to write an addition equation for this square. Let's see. I'm going to do black squares plus white squares equals all of the squares. So we know that there are 5 black squares. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 black squares plus, how many white squares do you see? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 black squares plus 4 white squares equals 9 squares all together. And we can check this one on our fingers also. 5 black squares plus 4 white squares equals 9 squares all together. Okay? All right, let's move on to the second one on our paper. I drew it up here for you to see. So we still have 9 squares all together. Now let's do an addition equation first. I want you to just think about what addition equation you could do. You could do black squares plus white squares equals 9 squares altogether. So let's count the black squares first. 1, 2, 3. 3 black squares plus. Now let's add the white squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6 white squares equals 9 squares altogether. Is there another addition equation we could do? You could do white squares plus black squares this time, opposite. So let's do the white squares first this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 white squares plus 3 black squares equals 9. These two equations are opposites, just like we used to do in class. Okay, now for a challenge, I want you just to think about what subtraction equation you could do for this one. I'll give you a minute to think. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a 9. Can you finish this equation? You could have said there are 9 squares altogether, and you could take away 3 black squares. You could take these ones away. How many white squares are left over? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are a lot of equations that you can do for these squares, these quilts. I hope that each of you can just write as many as you can think of, but try to do 1 or 2. Definitely 1, but try to do 2. Okay, and then on the bottom, there are some problems, math problems, and you're just going to figure them out. You can use your fingers. Looks like they're all under 10, so you can use your fingers if you need to. And if you want a challenge, you can have someone at home time you and see how fast you can get them done. And then that's it for this worksheet, okay? So you can go ahead and finish this worksheet now, or you can do it tomorrow and watch the video again. Okay, the other worksheet that you're going to do today is pretty easy. It has to do with dominoes. So there are 2 dominoes. You're gonna count how many dots you see, and then you're gonna add the 2 dominoes together. So there are 7 dots in this one, so they wrote a 7. There are 7 dots on this one, so they wrote another 7. 7 and 7 we know is a double, equals 14. And then the second part is you're gonna draw a line to the word form. So they drew a line from this box to the word 14, okay? So at the end, you'll have all these equations, lines, and then going to the word form. Okay, go ahead and do these 2 worksheets. Send me a picture, and I will let you know how you did. Okay, good luck.